Hello and welcome to the Hold My Beard Marketing Podcast. I am, of course, Jake, the Wizard of Marketing, and I've got with me, as always, Mitch Barham. What's up, Mitch?
What's going on?
Not much.
Just living the dream.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Every day. So, if you've never been here before, welcome to it. We're here to provide you as much marketing value as we can. So, we're going to go over some of the latest news, some of our tool tips. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about LinkedIn, actually. And then finally, we're going to close with everyone's favorite 7 minutes in heaven. So stay tuned for that. But let's dive right into it. Biggest news of the day, without a doubt, has got to be the TikTok ban.
Mm-hmm.
Fun, right? So it is officially
Yes.
signed into law here. The TikTok ban is going to be happening unless they sell to a US interested party. What are your thoughts?
Can I get on a little political soapbox on how BS I think it was they got this to
I
slide
mean,
through?
it was a what was it? Bipartisan. Everybody voted for it, so you can be on whatever soapbox you want at this point.
Yeah, well, it's I guess the only little soapy box that I have on this is like they couldn't get it through the first route, right? So then they tied it to bills that if you didn't approve of that, like that was just going to be a big
Yeah.
no-no. Like I mean, they literally just like what is it, a pig ear or earmarked it and like slid it into the back end of a foreign country aid bill and total baloney. As far as my thoughts on the actual ban itself, it's completely silly. I get what what they're insinuating when it comes to China, but at the same time, 60% of ByteDance is owned by non-Chinese companies. So, and then not only that, but TikTok itself is not 100% owned by ByteDance. But did they also forget how Facebook sold data to China? How Facebook has sold stuff like the Cambridge Analytica scandal? Like why aren't we banning that? Um, Yeah, so then my other thoughts are like, okay, cool. You guys managed to get it through the House and the Senate. Great. Good job. They got 9 months, I believe, before they need to quote unquote divest interest from ByteDance. I think they're going to take it to court. I think ByteDance is going to tie this up in court so we have a couple years before anything happens. Because also think about it, China, they're not going to nobody let's say Oracle was to buy this from like to buy ByteDance's interest, right? Just randomly Oracle
Yeah.
because they're huge. They're not going to hand over their IP for the algorithm and everything. Like they're not going to get the keys to the pearly gates. That's just my 2 cents. Like it's no, so then nobody's going to buy it.
Yeah, I don't see the advantage for anybody to pick this up, to be honest, but you know, I also don't think anything's going to happen to TikTok anytime soon, just in general.
No.
So, if you're worried about your TikTok account going away, don't worry, you're going to get tons of dances for many, many moons to come. So, for sure.
Well, and if people are worried about it, just start pushing them over to your Instagram. I
Uh,
mean, it's like
Sorry. You said the
I
I
know
word.
it's horrible. I know it's a horrible platform. I'm not a big fan of it, but just but yeah, just start pushing them other like just you might as well be prepared.
Yeah.
Like
I'm making the
get them
YouTube
on a
shift
newsletter.
personally, but
Yeah,
um
YouTube newsletter. Like just be you. This even if it doesn't go through, I think should be a good eye opener for people who are like new to the like digital space and whatever manner they are or whatever business they have, that you can't just rely on one
mhm,
platform. I mean, it's like that was my downfall with my first ecom company was I was very romantic about the
mhm.
forums. I mean, that's how old I am, like the forums. And I thought Facebook was going to be a fad. Well, then the forums died off and I watched my company slide back 7 figures. I was like, okay, I can't ever be romantic about like just one platform. Because if it goes away, you're
Yep.
screwed. So it should be an eye opener that even if it sticks around, it's a good idea to get people on your email list because you own that data. Otherwise TikTok and Facebook own it. So yeah, I love your YouTube idea. YouTube, email, push them to other platforms. Like
Private
just
masterminds.
spread this.
Yeah, private
Yep,
groups.
exactly.
So, all right. Next up, you're gonna love this one. I'm sure you already know about this. Google delays third-party cookie phase out to 2025, maybe.
Maybe. I love Google. They're my favorite people.
they're
I
my
love this.
favorite forced consumption company. Yum
Oh.
yum 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 yum. So they basically are like, people are pushing back on us, and we might not be ready. So they might not roll it by the end of June.
I mean, just like I just don't even for the people listening, it's like they're not to be like if you're only listening, you're not seeing my face and like they're like, ugh. It's like can't they just like crap or get off the pot, trying not to swear. Like, can you just crap or get off the pot? Like, they teased us with this for how many years and then finally started it. And now it's like they're giving, like, oh, okay, we're going to do just a little bit. But then, like, oh, people are mad. Well, yeah, we're mad. Like, it's just, it will destroy companies. I was having this conversation with the first party data company yesterday, and he's like, it's a bloodbath out there already. Like, I mean, affiliates are screwed. If they start stripping UTMs, we're screwed. Go look at your people. Go look at the back end of your Facebook. If you're just using the Facebook dashboard, which don't do it, but like go look at those results. All the in-platform soft metrics look great, but the end result tracking is like horrible. It's the worst it's ever been, and they will destroy companies. I mean, and what's going to happen, in my opinion, was about June, July. Bigger, smaller brands will realize it and like, oh my god! But now you're kind of like too late, and so big brands are going to just dominate because they've had this ready to go for a year.
Absolutely.
But I would just love them to not. It would be cool. So I will say this: if they could roll it back a little bit and then wait until 2025 and do a little bit more, it'd be great. Because right now it was planned to to be done by the end of Q3, which, as always, is perfectly timed with Q4, the biggest time
Right.
of the year for all
Right.
of us.
Right. So yeah, it's just classic Google being Google. Like, nothing gets done on time ever.
But I just love the maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I've got some more about Google here this week. So this is something in my realm of the woods here. Google confirms links are not that important. Gary Islas of the Google algorithmic team came out and basically said that, um, you know, links are less important as a signal for a search. And I can what I want to get to with this conversation, and I'll just jump to it now because it's easier that way, is the Google algorithmic team is lying to you because they dislike SEOs. They don't want you to do SEO. Google, in its perfect world, would line up every SEO and, give them a one gun salute if they could, because we ruin
Mm,
their beautiful platform. We ruin their utopia of search. And so they are encouraged to spread false information about their algorithmic practices in order to dissuade SEOs from being effective in manipulating the algorithmic search. And this isn't the first time that they've been caught in a functional lie. In fact, many, many, many times, if you go back through the years, you can find more often than not, they're lying to you in what they say is important. I used to not know that personally, but literally just got back from a conference of the nerdiest nerds of nerds in SEO. And the number one talking point across the entire conference is backlinks are still the number one marketing signal for SEO, period. End of story, close the book.
yeah, that's very interesting that they're coming out and trying to say that it's not. I mean, that's been that way forever. Backlinks have always been
Well,
huge.
they want us to
So
stop manipulating the game so their links are more organic and valuable. But again, they just don't like us SEOs. They don't want us doing what we're doing, but they functionally can't stop us.
true.
So,
Interesting.
I feel like the Joker at the end of the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie, where it's just like you can't stop it now.
Yeah. Oh
Oh,
man,
so
great movie.
let's see what else we got. We got some Google's talking about how they're to your point, Mitch, earlier before we started filming, things are slowing down, and Google's scared about
Hmm.
things slowing down. So, but we'll skip over that one for
Yeah.
now. LL Bean, and I brought this one up for a specific reason. I don't really care about LL Bean,
Hmm.
but collaborations.
Hmm.
Right now in marketing, is there anything hotter than a collab?
No, no. The collaborations have been huge, and they've been growing in um, interest and like how much they've been like. I forget the word I'm trying to use, but like popularity. They've been growing in popularity over like the last 5 years, and then like the UGC kind of world definitely became a thing, and then yeah, collaborations are huge. I mean, I saw them in the supplement world where Steve Aoki had his own pre-workout, WWE and AEW
Oh yeah.
wrestlers had their own branded pre-workouts with companies. But it's a great way to piggyback on their following. Why not?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's why all these celebs start their own tequila companies, right?
Oh,
You know,
100%.
Ryan Reynolds is the king of the collab. But I think in what I wanted to discuss with you briefly was, do you think there's an opportunity for local businesses to do local collabs and make an impact? Or do you think it has to be something that's more broad and national?
No, I think because there's actually, it's funny you say that. I had a conversation with one of our mastermind members yesterday about that. But the even in our town, there's they're micro influencers, right? So it's like they're not your millions of followers, but like in your town, they have 50, 100,000 maybe followers, whatever. And like there's one gal, she really is about food and like restaurants, and it's literally her tag is like Spokane Eats. And so she gets paid to do these collaborations to go to these restaurants and bars and promote their the experience and their food and everything. And I've seen it work firsthand. So on the local level, absolutely. Like it's there's probably more people following them. And as long as they're not overdoing it, the trust factor is still
Right.
there with that collaborator, in my opinion.
Yeah. So you heard it here, folks. If you have a local business, go collab with somebody.
100%.
Totally.
And usually doesn't cost that much.
I threw this one in here because I just wanted to have it in here. GPT is dumber than it looks. Good old Seth Godin.
Mm,
Um, I mean, you and I both know AI is dumber than a box of rocks most of the time.
yeah. Oh, you have to. Yeah, you have to. It's yes. It's dumb. I was gonna say. I mean, I was gonna say, but if you feed it the right info, well, that's us giving it the info to be
Right.
smart, right? Like, so it's not really it being smart. It's us feeding it the info and then going, "Hey, do this task for me."
Right. I feel like ChatGPT is like a pinball machine, and I'm like, I can only hit the flippers at the right time. I have no control over the score at all.
None. It's Yeah, I've had it like ask Chat GPT and even Gemini to like do certain things, and it comes back with responses, and I'm like, no, that's not even close to what I wanted. Like, how did you come up with these? It's totally out of left field, and we're a long ways off. I mean, they're great for Claude. I see says that he switched mostly to Claude. Claude's great. Um, I'm really shocked at how like Gemini's getting better, but like it's Google. Like, how is Gemini not just crushing everything?
Well, I'll give you one little tidbit I dropped on my live the other day, which was, they really want to add artifacting into all of the
Mm,
results. Google does, because they want to be able to call out content that's created by AI so they don't have to rank it. So I would not use Gemini
right,
for any content creation if you're looking for it to be ranked on Google whatsoever. So,
right.
because OpenAI, Anthropic, Perplexity, they all came out and said we're not going to do it, but Gemini is owned by Google. they can do whatever the hell they want. So I would not use
Yeah.
Gemini for any content creation whatsoever. So um
That's so funny. Even a spatula, dumber than a spatula.
so LinkedIn, I kind of wanted to transition into talking about LinkedIn.
Yeah,
So, how do we
LinkedIn.
feel about LinkedIn? LinkedIn, I feel like is I'm gonna just say the redheaded stepchild of social platforms. You know, it's
100%.
not the attic baby that MySpace is, but it's relatively close. But it's seeing a lot of action. It's seeing a lot of action. So, A, is it worth doing? I think is the starting point. B, if it's worth doing, what should we be doing over there? And what should our expectations be?
Mm. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, yeah, you should. It's definitely B2B. It's like they've had a few moments where at one point it was like the B2B Facebook of like 2010, Facebook of 2010 with like the organic reach and everything. Um, the hard part is, yeah, figuring out what do you actually put on there. I know that they're pushing more for like short form videos, but your TikToks aren't really going to work if you're just going to repurpose your TikToks as well onto LinkedIn. Um, I'm not really. I would love to hear your thoughts on like what you should put on there because I've dabbled in it and then I honestly just forget about it because, like you said, it's like that redheaded stepchild where I'm just like I don't really know what to post. Like I could post blog snippets, try to get people back. You gotta it's the I think you have to do a lot more community building over there and like interacting with other p- people on there um to be successful.
Absolutely, absolutely. I do think LinkedIn has a place. It
Hmm.
had a golden age about 2 years ago where there was kind of low adoption and high engagement, which a lot of people took advantage of, and then people caught wind of that. And as soon as people catch wind of a place where there's opportunity, all that opportunity gets diluted like crazy, which is what happened over there.
Yep.
But there's still opportunity there, I think. Um, as long as you understand your audience. And whenever it comes to talking about, I mean, really any marketing, let's be real, but specifically social marketing of any kind, you have to understand your audience before you can
Hmm.
do anything.
Oh yeah, social posts, ads, anything, and it's a that is, and you'll agree because I've heard you talking about this a lot. But like knowing, like that's like step one in like running ads or social posts or anything. Like sitting down and not just being like, oh my stuff is for women who like Oprah.
Right.
No, that's way too generic. Like you need to like drill down into like their personas and create this like, let's just call her
Hmm.
Heather. How old is Heather? How tall is Heather? Is Heather married? Is Heather single? Is Heather, what does she watch? What is she, how many kids does she have? Blah blah blah. What's her age? Like you're creating a human.
Exactly. Exactly. I love it. I actually did a video on TikTok the other day about a person who, it was a comedy video, but she accidentally created a target persona, and I was like, it's a beautiful thing to watch her do. It's also very funny.
Hmm.
Um, but you've got to know who you're going after, because if you're going after 45 to 55 plus business owner, don't go on Snapchat.
No.
Like, these are the simple things that but here's the thing. I talk with customers all the time. They're like, we need to be on YouTube and Twitter and Snapchat and WhatsApp. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. You sell shoehorns.
Oh my god.
Like,
Dude, it's so true though. And then half the time they want to go on the wrong platform or they don't think their customer is on a certain platform. I mean TikTok's a prime example, even though, the ban and everything, but it's well, my customers aren't there. Well, like what's your customer's age? Oh, like, 36, 40, 42. I'm like, your customers are there. Like, trust me,
oh, yeah.
they're there. Facebook is older. but then like even knowing how to speak to them, speak to pain points, because even with a product, your product solves a problem, which is a pain point. So you have to know what is Heather, what is Heather having problems with, and how can your product or service help that? And then especially on LinkedIn, which is much more, in my opinion, B2B, you're speaking to a whole different avatar, and that's
Yeah. Yeah.
that's fun.
And so, like, swinging it back around to just talking about LinkedIn, um, I would say this is goofy advice, but it's real. Treat LinkedIn like a perpetual networking cocktail hour.
Yeah, I like that.
It is meant to be mildly business all the time.
Right.
And there's a lot of content that gets posted over there. Um, and interestingly enough, maybe it's not interesting actually, I don't know. But if you get engagement, it gets more views. It's very, very straightforward. It's very like
Hmm.
TikTok in that regard. If you're not getting engagement, you're not getting views. There is no value. So you have to engineer the engagement. Now the problem is that did I it says I disconnected for a second.
No, yeah, me too, but I'm
Okay,
still
all right.
here.
So the problem is that now so much of that engagement, which happened in that golden era 2 years ago, has been reverse engineered. There are
Hmm.
structures, there are workflows, there are templates that people are following that they're using AI to generate that content. And you can smell it. You can smell it instantly.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a tool that you can use for engagement marketing on LinkedIn and Twitter. And one of the things about it is that it can find opportunities for you to respond to valuable posts. Because engagement marketing is leveraging other people's audience and reach to get attention to your brand. So going into
Hmm.
their posts and commenting on their posts is a great way to get exposure. Um, so finding those opportunities where there's a lot of eyeballs going on, you can get involved in the conversation. Well, the tool has the ability for you to pick: would you like to automatically write a response in your voice, air quotes, in your voice, that is adding value, congratulatory, supportive, and you have a couple little knobs you can dial in there. The
Hmm.
problem is that every single damn response starts with, "That's a great idea, Heather. What a fantastic post, Dennis. I love this
Oh.
idea, Marie." Like every single time. So anytime I'm seeing threads of comments, I'm scrolling through that and going, okay, you did not engage. You did not engage. You did not engage. You did not. And it's getting a little bit disgusting
Right.
because we all know the engagement matters. It's how you get the views. But now the engagement's becoming so unreal that nobody wants to
Hmm.
actually engage with the engagement.
No,
So
that's so funny. That just reminds me of like you can smell Chat GPT wrote ad copy a mile away because it all starts off with discover blah 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 or
delve,
and it
delve.
delve. Yeah, I'm like, oh my god. I literally had a discovery call with somebody I think on Monday, and just kind of side story that having to do with that like bad engagement and like bad copy. And I literally was like, so like nicely, your ads suck. And are you using ChatGPT to write your ad copy? And he's like, well, I hope not. I mean, we have a copywriter. I was like, well, they all start with discover and the read as if ChatGPT has wrote this. Like, trust me, I've seen a lot of it and like, toyed with it myself. And he's like, I'm gonna have to look into that. But it doesn't look authentic. Same thing.
Unlock is another
Like,
one.
oh, it has like three go-tos. But yeah, if you're gonna engage on people's stuff, make it real. Like Gary Vee had that $1.80 strategy where it's, you just it takes 10 minutes to go authentically engaged with other people's stuff. And that was a big thing on TikTok at the beginning too, where it was, you'd post and then go engage with like say 10 or 20 different profiles in your same kind of niche, just to try to
Right.
piggyback off them. Um, as a marketer, I hate it when I can tell somebody's doing that, but it's, it is what it is. Props to them. Like, they're doing the
You and
work.
me are so different.
Um,
I follow them.
yeah.
People go in my comments and make reply videos, which is exactly what I did when I got started. And every time I see it, I
Mhm.
give them a follow. Doesn't hurt me at all.
Oh, the Oh, so, like, if they were, like, you're talking about the reply video to, like, not your video, like a stitch, but, like, to a yeah, that stuff is I don't know. Yeah, we are different in that way because I just feel like you're trying to bite off my community, and I've already put a lot of work into it, so I
There's
don't
more
know.
than enough people to go around,
I'm
in my
I
opinion.
I'm just selfish. I don't share.
uh, does not play well with others.
But yeah, yeah, literally. I should have that on my whiteboard back here.
Beware of dog. um, but
So
yeah,
true.
so
So true.
LinkedIn is a genuine engagement platform. The people who are engaging are the ones who are going to win. The people who are creating content that wants to be engaged with, they're going to win. The
Mhm.
trickiest bit, I think, right now is that honestly, most people who are on LinkedIn do not functionally understand how the platform works, like what
Mhm.
the options are. I was just in a live right before this. Brad Ball, web design marketer, TikTok guy, fantastic dude.
Yep, great guy.
And Phoenix local. Um,
Oh, I did not
he he
did
said
not know
he's been
that.
having massive success with LinkedIn blog posts. Yeah,
Really?
which isn't a regular
Hmm.
post. It's a separate area of your account.
Well, I'll be.
And like how to do carousels. If you
Hmm.
want to do carousels, you have to upload a multi-page PDF as your item. It doesn't tell you that.
Oh,
So like there's all this little mystery around how LinkedIn actually works. Um
right.
but yeah. Uh,
Well, the hard part too is like how many platforms is there's so many platforms and trying to figure out another one is just like and LinkedIn has always been very unique in how it's functioned and like what works over there, and it can't be, in my opinion, me, look at me, look at me, look at me, I'm so awesome, look at me. Like, you would have to, like, to your point with Brad, like the blog posts, you have to have be delivering some sort of
mhm.
value, I believe. um
Yeah.
but
Uh,
I don't know. I don't have a following on LinkedIn, so
I I've been playing around with this model, this idea, because I've been getting into more of engagement marketing as a service that we're offering. We just launched
mhm.
socialmagiclab.com as our new sub brand,
Nice.
which is all about engagement marketing and evaluating. Remember, we talked about personas and understanding that just because personas are on a platform, there's different types of information you want to consume on each platform. YouTube
Mhm.
is about 50-50 split, engagement and or sorry, entertainment and education.
Mhm.
Twitter leans about 65% education,
Oh yeah.
less entertainment. um Instagram leans highly into entertainment, very low in education. And so evaluating which platforms make the most sense for you based off of what type of content you're putting out. And I just saw a video that trying to remember the TikToker's name, talking about there are 6 types of creators. Which type of creator are you? That will define what you should be doing on what platform. And I kind of took that concept a
Hmm.
little bit further and said there's kind of a best platform for you. And outside of that platform, there are typically 3 adjacent platforms that hang off of that platform well. And then there's everything else. I would say if you're just getting started, maybe LinkedIn's your platform, maybe it's not, but find that one platform, put all your money behind it at the very beginning. For 6 months, just do one platform, crush it there. Then
Mhm.
once you have that engagement, that following, and the practice of how to do social, because it is a practice, then introduce the
Yeah.
next layer down. So for me, my internal model is TikTok at the top, and then my
Mhm.
3 layers underneath that are YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Those are my 3 core layers. And then everything else is gravy, baby. I post on Pinterest, I post
Right.
on Snapchat, I post on Instagram, I post on Facebook. They don't do anything for me. I don't think I've ever gotten a lead from anywhere except maybe one from Instagram. Maybe.
I was gonna say I've had one from Instagram. That was it.
So, um, but it's not about, oh, well, we need to be getting leads from here. It's acknowledging the fact that the content I'm producing isn't engaging on that platform, and it's never going to
Right.
produce leads no matter what I do. Unless I get in there and do skits, you know,
I want to see those. Do them. Do them.
unless I get in there and do
I want to
skits.
see a.
Although, uh Hey Tony, Matt Diamante wants to do some skits. So,
Yeah, you were
he's
mentioning
big
that.
on
I
Instagram
want to see
though.
some Jake the. Oh, I want to see some Jake the Wizard skits on Snapchat and
You
Instagram.
know, I did way back when like short meme skits were the thing on TikTok. I did a couple back then, so might be worth scrolling
Hmm.
back through the TikTok and finding a couple of those. There's some solid ones back there.
So to your point with like the different platforms and different people and different kinds of content, didn't Alex Hermosi have like a meme about social platforms and like who's on there? I'm trying to look it up real quick. Um, oh, what was it? I mean, it was so funny because it was like one's for dating, like essentially like you have your dating style platform, your business platform, and then like I'm not gonna be able to find it, but that's when you were talking about that. That's what it reminded me of. Or it's so true. So I'd love that.
Absolutely.
I love the way you explained it because the way he explained it was like, yeah, okay, like I kind of get it. Cool meme, bro. But like, yeah, the way you explained it, it was way better.
So at the end of the day, I think LinkedIn has a ton of value if it's the right platform for your style and your audience's attention. And that's true about every platform.
Mm-hmm.
Could be Reddit. Maybe Reddit's your best platform.
100%. I mean, it's some people are better at video. Some people are better at written. Some beater are better at just talking. You know, I'm a
Hmm.
talker. I'm better at video. I can't write to save my life. Um, that's why I even send a lot of my clients Loom
Hmm.
video responses to email, like short email like questions, because I'm like I'm better at just vocalizing it. So you got to know what your strength is, and then yeah, find your platform.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think we've arrived. It is time for everyone's favorite
Ooh,
segment. 7 minutes and haven't.
7 minutes with Mitch.
So, if you've never been here before for this 7 minutes in heaven, we're going to take a website and we're going to evaluate as much of that website as we can in 7 minutes, providing as much marketing value and outlook as we possibly can. If you'd like your website reviewed in the 7 minutes in heaven segment, please email us whatever's on the screen, because I don't have the email yet, but it's
Yeah,
going to be on the screen right now. So
it'll-
just,
on the screen, in the
yeah,
description.
yeah, yeah,
Do it there.
absolutely. So whatever.
I
Okay.
love it.
All right. So today, um, we have some glitchiness. So I'm gonna see if I can fix that glitchiness here. There we go. I'll move this over here. Wow. Okay. Ooh. We still good? You got me? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It like wigged out on my side. So we have just men's rings, and I'm going to start the timer. Go. So what are your thoughts here?
That header, and so those images, they're just too big for me. I want more above the fold so we can see a little bit more. And then the shop buttons or browse buttons, they they blend.
Yep.
They're kind of hidden. Like I think they could pop, be bigger. You know how I am with little buttons. I don't like little buttons. I like
You're a
big
big
buttons.
button kind of man.
And
You like big buttons and you cannot
big button
lie.
kind of guy, and I cannot lie. Exactly. Great minds think alike. I like big buttons, and I cannot lie. Um, but outside of that, I mean, I'm a very minimalist, like simple dude. Where yeah, black and white, I love it. I love black and white. Um, I like how because they got the mega menus. That's great. Seems like there's a lot of collections though.
Yeah, definitely a lot of collections. I mean, from an SEO perspective, more collections, more SEO. So
Right.
there is an advantage to that, but it could be a little overwhelming to visitors, um, very quickly. I do like that.
Right.
I do like good nav menus. I think that this nav
Mm-hmm.
menu is pretty good. It does feel a little put together quickly. Maybe is the word I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of very beautiful and sexy, which I think this website could benefit from that a little bit. But otherwise, I agree with you on the header here. Um, a lot of wasted real estate for opportunity. Like we could have a string of rings along the bottom.
Yep.
Best sellers.
It'll be interesting too with that navigation if the pop down portion was white because you have the rings on the white background. So then it's all white with
Oh
black
yeah, that's
text. Like
probably a
that
good
could
call. Yeah.
it's just kind of a weird aesthetic thing, but that's I mean it I don't know if it would really help from a CRO perspective, but I was kind of just thinking about that. I was like, I wonder if you can make that white with black text so then the rings like the images on there blend in better.
All right. Do you feel like we need? We just had background images up here, though. I don't think you want one here.
No, I don't think
Although I
so.
might
I
just
think that's
move
fine.
this down the page and get straight into collections.
I would. I prefer to have like the about us kind of stuff, like halfway to three quarters, because I mean people care, but like first and foremost, in my opinion, I want them to see the products, featured products, featured collections, stuff like
Like
that.
this section, pop this one up there. This is
Yes.
beautiful. I mean, look at that. That is a cool ring.
Yeah.
That would definitely be more interesting.
Yep.
This is a bragging section.
Yeah.
They-
No, that's your social proof thing. Like absolutely. I mean, if you've been in the huff, like I would even move that up.
you think so?
I would like almost. Oh, I think that's going to be a little more powerful than about us. Yeah, about us is are great, but kind of move that up maybe a little bit higher.
I think this is a little slider here. Probably need to put a couple more in here for the sliding to be worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, I would love to see like the categories, featured rings, and you can break it up with like you were saying that first section with like the categories in those boxes. Put that below the slider, and then between that you could put that like as bragging. I put the bragging there possibly. Then that slider you were just looking at. Then maybe about us.
what do you think of this get the look section?
I'm not a fan of like the individual product sections on like a homepage.
Interesting. Any reasoning behind that?
No, I think it's just because it's just kind of like me with liking big buttons. It's just a weird thing of mine.
Fair enough. Obviously, reviews. Whew.
I'd love that to show more than one at a time.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's totally fair too.
Like if you get it to show like two or
Mm-hmm.
three, and then they can still scroll through it. I think that'd be pretty dope. Move it higher though, because we're like what three
Oh
quarters of the
yeah,
way
we're
down.
we're on the back half, the back nine now.
Yeah, nobody's getting this
Nobody's getting
far.
this far, which this is a nice little shot. It's a little low
Yeah.
res, but it's a nice little shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool image. Oh, why is this not higher?
Those those rings are. I mean, look at that. Like detail, the carving. Those are just beautiful. Like yeah, I totally agree with you. That should be way higher up there.
Instagram block,
Yeah, that could be at the bottom.
and then it looks like some blog posts here.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we look at a product page? See how it
Sure.
looks. Um, tantalum rings. You've ever heard of a tantalum ring?
I've heard of tantalizing, but not tantalum.
That's kind of cool. How about this one?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, what's with that resolution?
Oh, it's huge.
But it's not.
It's not, but yeah.
Huh, that's very strange. You need
Okay,
some
so
higher resolution images here. This is not good.
yeah, I would make that image smaller. Like one, that's gonna help with the resolution, like the graininess, but that takes up so much of that page. Like I get you want people to see it, but that's just huge.
Yeah. Maybe condense this to a half width instead of a 3/4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Any
Yes, I
final
would agree with that.
comments in the final stretch here?
I don't think so.
Maybe unify these
I,
sizes?
yeah. And here's the hard part, and it's just an aesthetic thing. The white background, if you're going to use dark backgrounds in one of these blocks,
Yep.
right? I don't like how it
You can't use dark backgrounds on
looks when
product
you
images.
use.
I just don't think you can.
No, no, because even with these, if you were to put them on transparent, they're gonna blend with that
Right. You're not going
background.
to
So
see the
it's like you got to
product.
go with that
And that
100%.
is the 7 minutes in heaven. Hopefully.
7 minutes with Mitch. I hope everybody enjoyed spending 7 minutes in the closet with me.
Awesome, awesome. Well, um any final comments, tips, any tools you're finding that you're using right now just as we're going out the door here?
Trying to think if there's any new tools that we've started to use recently. Not really. I don't think so. I mean, I talked about Place It. I got a whole bunch of ones I'm testing out that I learned about last week at one of them at my mastermind that I went to. So I'll report back on those, in the coming episodes.
Anything to
But
maybe fix that image
really,
structure on Shopify?
yeah, I mean, Shopify actually has built-in apps themselves that will automatically go in and resize all your images to be uniform. And I forget the name of it, but I mean, it's like there's a free version of it. So if you don't have thousands of products, like there's a free version of it. But um, yeah, I've used those on clients' websites that have thousands of images where I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing this by hand. Like we're not doing that. We're just going to use one of these apps and it's $10 and it'll just take care of it all for us and runs on the background. Um, no, I think the biggest thing for me that stands out from this episode, just to remind everybody, like find your platform, find your home, test it out, and then don't worry about TikTok. Like it's going to do its thing, but LinkedIn might be your place. Like it's not crowded.
Mhm. Mitch, where can we find you outside of this podcast?
On every single social platform under Beardpreneur, so like entrepreneur but with a beard, and barhammarketing.com.
Excellent.
Shameless plug.
Excellent. Well, I'm also Jake, the Wizard of Marketing. You can find me at Wizard of Marketing just about anywhere you want to be. And also, shameless plug, join our 4M mastermind. That's me and Mitch every single week, diving into it deep with the mastermind group, giving you help and direct personalized guidance on how to do your marketing, your sales, your advertising, and grow your business or brand, as well as all of our courses and our
Hmm.
24-hour chat system as well. So please check out that forum at teachme4m.com. And that's all I've got
Love
for
it.
the Hold My Beard Marketing podcast today. So until next time, stay classy, San Diego.